Hi, I'm Hayes.
And I'm Layla.
And we're blind. I bet you didn't see that one coming.
Because we didn't either. Hi everyone, I'm Layla.
And I'm Hayes.
And welcome back to Didn't See That Coming. So today we kind of mentioned doing this episode a couple weeks ago, and then we were kind of going back and forth on whether we should do it. And then last week we were like, we're both in a bad mood and we're not going to do it. But whenever in our pros and cons of blindness episode, we asked you if you wanted us to do an episode about the negatives of blindness. And today we are bringing that to you. And so this is going to be a little bit more of a serious episode and honestly a little bit more of a downer episode. And for any sighted people out there, I hope you don't come away from this thinking that just all blind people are helpless and it should be something to be pitied. But I do hope you understand that, like, there are a lot of negatives and they don't always outweigh the positives. And blindies, I hope you can agree with what we talk about here.
Yeah, so I guess we could definitely preface this by saying that this in no way does mean that we are unhappy with our lives as a whole and that we, are giving up or anything. But I think it's important for blind people to know that it's okay to not always be okay and not always be happy, because in life we are at a disadvantage. We do have a disability. And even though it doesn't mean at all that we can't achieve the same things, it often does mean that we do have to work a lot harder to achieve those things. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget, because I am a happy person. I'm in high school. I do all the normal things. I have amazing friends.
Sorry, that's my bird clock.
I'm doing well academically. I would consider both me and Layla very, successful people for where we're at. And so I feel like people do forget that we do have to work a lot harder to do most things. And I think it's just something important to talk about, because I feel like you don't hear that often. And I don't know, sometimes I feel alone and like I'm the only one who's tired of it sometimes.
Exactly.
So.
And then also, we don't go around being like, I can't do this, I'm blind, oh my gosh, I'm blind, blah, blah, blah. Like, even when I'm very frustrated at myself and like my stupid eyes, like they don't work, I could do this so much easier if I could see, I don't go around saying that, right? Like, it's just like saying, like, when someone asks you how you are and you say good, even though you're like not, like, it's just like that. But then I think sometimes people also forget, like my friends, they say like, oh, I don't even think of you as blind. Yeah. And we could go a lot into the semantics of that and how I actually don't know how I feel about people saying that. But it is just like, it is hard, and I have to do so much more every day. Not that, oh my gosh, I have to do so much work, but like there is more that I have to do that sighted people don't even have to think about, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like, even like doing this, like I kind of hate doing it, because like Layla said, like, I don't want to be like, put that message out there, like, I can't.
Yeah. If this is our first episode you're watching, please go watch another one. Yeah, go watch. It's not just this one. Like, you could finish this one first, but like.
Yeah. But like, we can, but just like you don't want to take extra steps. Sometimes we just don't want to, but we're going to. But yeah. I guess all that to say, like, we, all like to be positive, around other people, but I think that it's good to be honest, and I don't know, like I said, just show blind people that you're not alone. And like,
I also think it's not talked about enough. It's
absolutely
not talked about enough. I mean, you hear inspirational stories of blind people overcoming XYZ and doing this, and that's great, and I'm just good for them. Like, I like genuinely, like, that's not sarcastic, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's talked about enough how, like, hard it is. And so that's what kind of we're just here to do today.
Yeah. So I believe the topic that sparked this was driving, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where that's a big one, is, obviously we cannot drive. I really hope you know that, because if not, then I don't know if you're just kind of casually taking, blindfolded drives,
I mean, if you are, like, I hope you have a nice hospital near you.
Yeah. So yeah, don't do that. But, that is, I would say, one of the hardest things, is that we, even if we have a job that provides us the financial stability to have a car, we won't ever have a car of our own and just casually be able to be like, oh, I just want to go get ice cream at 10 p.m. at my local grocery store.
And I'm going to go drive and do that. Yeah.
We'll never be able to wake up in the morning and be like, you know what? I have absolutely nothing to do, no responsibilities. I'm going to go take a beach trip for a few nights. It takes a lot more planning, obviously, as a blind person to do things like that, because, like, there's Uber, but, like, do you really
it just takes
Uber
more
at 10
planning.
p.m. to go take you to the grocery store to get ice cream?
And then also, it's not even just the simple act of driving, but kind of like what Hayes was saying. It's what driving symbolizes, especially at my age. So I'm just going to say I'm approaching the birthday that you're supposed to be able to drive at, right? And so my friends
everyone knows is 16.
Yes. My friends either have that license or are getting their license. And it's not even just that I want a car and I want to drive, but I want, like, the independence that comes with it and the ability to drive myself home after school and drive myself to whatever I need and leave whenever I want and get places with, like, it's just, like, the independence that it also brings you that I think we miss out on. Like, I'm not like, dang, I really just want to be a car racer. Like, I don't really care about that necessarily. I mean, some blind people might.
I know someone who does, and he just really wishes that he could, because he's, like, really into cars and stuff. And I think that's great. But yeah, I would say for me it's also from an independence.
Okay, another thing I want to talk about, and I just want to start this with a PSA. I think O&M is great. I think every blind person needs it. I think it's very necessary. My O&M teacher is wonderful. If you are watching this right now, I don't think she watches this. She is wonderful, and I love her. And she is great. That being said, no sighted person has to go for, a certain however many hours a month, like every other week, whatever, and learn how to use a cane and learn how to cross streets and learn how to navigate and learn how to use GPSs and learn how to, and taxi just started barking too. Okay. Sorry.
That's crazy.
Maybe he somehow heard through my earbuds. And learn how to, cross streets and navigate in the public and learn how to find buildings you want, because a sighted child can just look and say, oh, that building, it's across the street from me. I see the sign. Let me go walk across. Like, it's just so much more complicated when you're blind. And so most blind children, or even some adults in some cases, will have, a certain, like, for me, it's in my, like, individual education plan. It's like, I need so many hours a month of orientation and mobility training, or O&M, which we did actually talk about a lot in the cane episode that we had. So go check that out if you have not. But it's just, like, not even that it's like a negative, but it's just no one else has to do it. And it's so much extra work for me. And it just frustrates me that I can't, like, navigate as easily, or really, like, it's always going to take more work for me. I'm always going to have more concentration than just to walk down the street. And it's just also that extra time that I have to take that no one else does. Like, they'll be like, what, my friends will be like, what are you doing after school today? And I'll be like, oh, it's my, like, I call it my cane training, because they don't understand. They're like, what's that? And so I have to be like, well, this is what this is. And now, I mean, all of them know, but whenever I like meet a new person and they ask, I have to explain it. And then they're like, oh, I don't have to do that. And I'm like, well, yeah, obviously I know. And
yeah, no, I agree. It's like, even though it's important, it's like, we need it, but we don't want to do it. Just like, I mean, like, laundry. Like, who's just sitting around? Actually, some people are, but, like, no one's sitting around like, I want to do laundry.
I wish I had to do laundry today.
Yeah. And so even though, like, I also have a great O&M teacher, I mean, is it, like, fun, like, walking outside, like, getting that vitamin D? Because,
I mean, yes, but I'd rather do it voluntarily.
Yes, but would I rather do something else and not have to spend so much time and energy on literally just learning how to walk? Absolutely.
I've spent more time listening to traffic than any sighted person has. Let's just say that it's very boring. It's not interesting. They go four ways. Really they go four ways, and sometimes they turn, and sometimes they like beep at each other, and it's interesting.
I really wish that I could be the one turning in that car.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry for like the negativity, y'all, but like
no, this is a negative episode. We're embracing the negativity.
It's not negativity; it's awareness.
Yeah.
We're gonna say that because like then I feel better about posting this. Okay, but another thing is that also I hate to say it, but I feel like in some ways you are limited in what you can do. And like Layla, before you like yell at me, like listen, okay, like a lot of kids do, you know, they will try a bunch of different activities and stuff like that. As a kid, I did like so many like random things. Like I played piano, I took swim lessons, I did dance, I don't even remember, bro, but I did like a lot of random crap. I did like blind sports and stuff, but there are some things that you can't do. Like, I mean, technically I could have signed up for drawing classes, but would that have really worked out for me?
Yeah.
Probably not. It's not like I could join a regular tennis team or a regular soccer team. And then,
I mean, you could. It would just have to be very heavily adapted, and it would be a lot.
yeah, I guess you probably could at a younger age, but it's not like they would let you, like, do competitive high school.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be
in high
able to
school.
be in competitive sports now. Like, I think, you know.
Well, I mean, so, like, I could do, like, track or wrestling or swim, but some, like, there's some definitely more visual sports than others.
I mean, and I don't think they would ever be like, you can't be on the team because you're blind, but
I don't really know how they would adapt it.
They'd have to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone, like, has a way, that would be great, but I'm like, I guess I don't know how they would adapt it. Also, so that you could play on an equal playing field as the other people.
Yeah.
But I feel like you are limited, and, like, you know, I'm starting to apply for colleges and stuff like that, and obviously I'm not the only person who has to worry about this, so this is just kind of all of these are just kind of disability statements in general.
Yeah.
But I can't, I mean, I could, but you have to pay more attention to things like disability services. So it's like, I even feel limited in what colleges I could go to, because I could go to a college with a bad disability services
But then it wouldn't be very
department,
good
but then
for
that wouldn't
you.
go well.
Yeah.
And so that's a big one that I feel like in ways, even though, you know, I guess there are probably ways to figure out most things, but even like jobs, like I couldn't be a police officer.
Exactly. I was going to bring
Like,
that
I
up
could do
to
certain
career
things,
paths.
Yeah,
Couldn't be
so
a
I
highway
just feel
patrol officer. Let's say that.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, yeah, you are limited, and
I hate to say
I wish
it.
it was just more talked about.
Yeah.
But, like,
and I hate to say it because the like advocate in me is like, well, why do I have to be limited? Because they could adapt it for this and this and this, and they could do this, and maybe I could do it, and like blah blah blah. And like that's just me, like. And my parents have done very well about like teaching me to advocate for myself. So like that little part of me is like, what? But I mean, genuinely, like we are, and you know, not to be like the poor me card again with this whole episode, but it's just, you know, how it is.
Yeah. Like, I would say it's more so like a small corner blocked off rather than like it's like a tiny box we're stuck in. Like, it's not much that we can't do, but there are things.
Yeah.
Either we can't do or it would be
a lot harder.
A lot more work to do. Just like sports. Like, even though maybe you could accommodate, I think it would just be a lot of work, and for like certain sports, obviously there's sports that blind people play, but to play on a completely sighted team.
Again, I think leveling the playing field of blind and sighted is super. I mean, you can pretty much adapt any sport to have a whole team of blind people, or even like visually impaired people, that like the Paralympics or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like you could adapt anything for that, but being on an even playing field with sighted peers without having to blindfold them is hard.
Yeah.
I do just want to.
What were you gonna say?
No, you're good. I just wanted to bring up. Are you done with the sport thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to bring up really quick. We did a whole episode about this. This is how important it is, but I do just want to touch on it in case you didn't see that. We made an episode on how society views blindness, and I think that is my number one pick of what I think the worst part is, because genuinely, like, yeah, being blind sucks sometimes, but I make it through. The way people treat it is exhausting.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works in my favor because people have stereotypes, and then I like get to do things, and then like people don't question me and they don't think I can get in trouble, and I get to like skip lines and stuff. And so that's like fun. But where it's rooted in is not good. And it's like society plus blindness equals a giant headache, right? Like it's just a lot. So I think that is something that I don't really want to go too much into, because we do have a whole episode about that. It's called When We're Brave for Existing, if you want to go check it out. But that is something that I
do act like we're brave for just existing.
Yeah.
when all lives come with challenges. So
Exactly. And this is, I think that was a really good thing that you just, I mean, this is just one of our life challenges. And you, like, whoever's watching this, even like sightlings, you probably have another one, right? It's something, either you're another type of minority or just something that,
or like men and
is
women.
hard for
like,
you.
I feel like they talk about their different challenges. Like women, you know, talk about like the
misogyny and
patriarchy and all that
yeah.
stuff. It's not like we're saying, oh my god, like feels so bad for me, I'm a woman.
But it's just hard.
I'm proud to be a woman, I'm proud to be blind. But it's just one of those things that there are obviously downsides. But
yeah.
People are the worst. I think it would be a lot easier if everyone knew more about blindness. But the disabled community in general, I feel like, is very like under talked about. So
I agree. I do want to add to that. I think a big part of where the stereotypes stem from is that there are things that it is very hard for me to do in the outside world. And the reason that is because we live in a sighted world, right? Like, obviously there's ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act. We live in the US. And, so, like, law dictates that things have to be at least somewhat accessible. Like, they have to be safe for us, right? But living in a world that does its best to be not accessible in a lot of ways is really hard. And so that's where the stereotypes stem from and where the people get that blind people are helpless from, right? Because there are things that it is really hard for me to do because of just the inaccessibility of the world as a whole. And so that's another negative part of blindness, is living in a world that really isn't, not even made with you in mind, but made with you as a passing thought. Like, you know what I mean? Did that metaphor make sense?
Yeah, that made a lot of sense. And building on that, you also don't typically just get accommodations handed to you. Maybe when you're younger, you kind of do, but
or if your parents fight it out or whatever.
But like even when you are like, there are so many things that you end up having to fight for yourself, and it's not like I'm not willing to do it, but it is just one of those things that I feel like people don't really think about, and sometimes it is exhausting. And I wish that I could just have everything be given to me just like everyone else and not have to go through all that problem solving just to access like one small assignment.
Yeah.
But you are pushing and fighting for accommodations your whole life, and even though it's not like I'm not willing to do it, sometimes you just get tired of having to do that, and that's not going to change. But I think the more like, the first like quarter-ish of school is always
exhausting
because teachers don't know yet. And then once they know and are aware of what they can do, sure, a lot of times
it's usually fine.
I still am problem solving, and it takes time, but then they get the hang of it and things do run a lot smoother. And so I wish more people just knew how to accommodate people, which I don't expect everyone to have to take like a whole crash course on it, but it's,
I think it's under talked about. And I think a lot of things that I see is, not that I see it, but I know that like, if I'm in public and people don't know me, especially little kids, and I mean, people in general are going to look at me and my cane and they're like, not what's wrong with her, but what's wrong with her? Like, why does she have a cane and why is she wearing sunglasses inside and why is she reading Braille or doing like whatever, right? And especially little kids, like they're very honest in their like, mom, dad, whoever, like, why does she have that stick and why is she doing that? And I think I've heard it genuinely lights up my day when they're like, she can't see and she's using that to feel in front of her and blah, blah, blah. And even if the information isn't all the way correct, like them talking about it is awesome, because I feel like so many parents are like, shh, like don't talk about that. Like, don't be so loud. Like, don't stare. Like, don't whatever. Like, just don't talk about it. And so we are raised, as a society, or I think, and I think it's getting a lot better now, but as a society, it's almost like it's taboo to talk about and speak about. So I don't think it's anyone's fault individually if they don't know, because again, like it's just not talked about enough. I think it's not like spoken of enough. And, I just think that there's a lot more that can be done to educate than is educated now.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't blame anyone individually. It's just something that, even though I don't blame people, it's just frustrating, and you just wish that the world could be different, even though you know that it is impossible to teach everyone something, Yeah. So it's just one of those things that you wish would be more, like, disability awareness in general, I wish would be more prevalent.
Yeah, for everyone, not just for us. And I mean, even minority awareness, like, I wish they were talked about more. And I think we're getting a lot better, but,
So, that's why we do this, is to be that person that maybe you're sighted and you just happen to stumble upon this and you were like, blind? Like, what?
That's interesting.
Blind? They have a podcast?
Blind people can't do podcasts?
Doing nothing with their lives. So yeah, that's why we do this, is to educate people, make people feel comfortable, realize that deep down we are just humans too. Me and Layla are both just
we just don't see very well.
Trying to figure out the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we do it.
And I just want to say again, I feel like we've said this a lot this episode, and so we can make a counter of how many times we said this. This is not a pity me, feel bad for me, go out of your way to be like, I'm so sorry you're blind, because that is a theme that people say to me, and I'm like, why are you sorry? Did you poke my eyes out? I don't think so. I don't remember that. This is not a, we think the whole world is against us. This is not a, we hate being blind. This is not anything like that. It just is genuinely to bring bring to light some of the challenges that either aren't talked about enough, or maybe aren't talked about at all, or you just wouldn't think about. And so we just wanted to, like, bring awareness to all that.
Yeah. And, maybe if you're, like, the parent of a blind kid or something like that, obviously don't be like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you for doing this small thing. But you can acknowledge, hey, I do realize that sometimes it does take you more work to do things, and I am proud of you for keeping a smile through it, because, it does, and we do appreciate whenever people do understand that there is a middle ground, and it's not
perfect, that everything we do is amazing,
either.
but not that,
we're not perfect, but, like, we're not living in a perfect world, but we're not living in one that's too flawed to exist in either.
Exactly. And blindies, do not feel like you have to smile through it every day. Like, there are times when I've told my sighted friends, I'm just really frustrated right now because XYZ about my blindness, right? Like, I feel like it's preached in society that you always have to be okay about anything. It is, my mom says this a lot, it is okay to not be okay. And I think we need to normalize that, because even I find myself every day I come into school, I'm like, hey guys, good morning, like, how are you? Like, not in that voice, but I put on the smile, right? Yeah. And I think it needs to be normalized in society to be not okay, blindies included. It is okay to be mad and frustrated, and
absolutely. Well, thank you guys. Or was there anything else you wanted to?
I don't think so. I think I was done. No, you're good. What the heck, Hayes? I wanted to go on another monologue. No,
yeah, sorry. We did a lot of, like, monologuing, but yeah. Thank you guys.
This was not a funny episode. I'm sorry.
No, I was trying to think of ways we. Oh wait. Can I tell a blind joke that I thought was really funny? I think you saw it.
Oh, I think I know what it's gonna be. Yes, go ahead.
Just to, like, lighten up the mood, to, like, remind you that
my parents didn't think it was funny, by the way. So
well, I did, but
yeah, me too.
Just to remind you that we're awesome, apparently not funny selves. What do you call a blind chicken?
What?
A hicken, because they can't see.
That's a knee slapper right there. I'm so sorry, but no, that did make me laugh, and then my parents were like, "That's stupid." Shout out to my parents. I love you.
Why can't a blind person be a pirate? Because they can't see.
They can't see.
Yeah. I bet you there's got to be some other.
It's actually good. I hadn't heard that one before. Why did the old man fall into the well? Because he couldn't see that well. That could be, why did the blind person fall into the well? Because they couldn't see that well.
Because they forgot their cane at home.
They forgot their cane.
Because their guide dog abandoned them.
Their guide dog went swimming in the well. So what's the joke? And it's like, why can't blind people go skydiving? Because it scares the dogs.
Oh.
Anyways.
Yeah. Sorry. Really
Thank you guys
topic.
so much for watching.
Yeah,
A positive of blindness is the jokes. Me and Hayes were talking about this earlier, and she was like, what are honestly benefits of being blind? The humor.
The humor. Yeah.
The humor.
It is great because we probably, like can make bank off of being a minority group who can make fun of a minority group.
Exactly.
Like, blind stand-up comics work because, you know, people like minority stand-up comics because you can make jokes that would be taboo if you weren't.
Yeah,
so.
if you were in the minority, like, I know.
So it's great. But yeah, thank you guys so much
Thank you so much for
listening.
watching, listening, whatever.
We really appreciate it. You know, share this with someone if you think they need to hear it. And
check out our
leave your
Instagram.
comments. Yeah, we linked it in the.
It's linked on the YouTube now. If you're on, well, I think no, it wasn't on Spotify. It wasn't on either of them. We got a very thoughtful comment telling us what we needed to be doing right.
Yeah,
so...
we really appreciated that. You should reach out. I think it's like Ask Aaron TV.
Yeah,
go check them out. They're cool too.
Yeah, but no, they are cool.
Also, like,
and they commented us, and yeah,
please, we want to collab.
Yeah, email us, say hi. You know,
yay.
Just email us anyway, even if you don't have a cool podcast like Aaron does.
Yeah, we have the email in our description thing too
as well.
YouTube
yeah,
and Spotify.
Just say hi.
Yeah. But
comment.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
I know I've also been kind of not great at responding to comments lately because for some reason my YouTube notifications aren't working, and then my Spotify, I just am tired. But I need to be working on that, and so I'm sorry. If you've commented and not got a response, just comment again and be like, Layla, you bum, and I will.
I give you full permission to call her a bum. Yeah, I love calling Layla a bum.
I'm okay with that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you. Remember to share this with anyone you think needs it. We post every Saturday at noon. We're not always this downer. If this is your first episode,
if this is your first episode, go watch last week's one. This
usually
wasn't
we're like
downer
making
or
each other like laugh hysterically. So,
yeah,
Layla's pretty funny.
Oh, so you're not.
Wow.
We won't see you later.
What about my knee slapper chicken joke? Okay, I'll stop the recording now.